KNK presents HeartSaver CPR. Review. Empower yourself. Save a life. CPR, or Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation. C stands for cardiac, the heart, P for pulmonary, the lungs, and R for resuscitation, recovery. CPR involves chest compressions and mouth-to-mouth rescue. The goal of CPR is to keep blood flowing to the vital organs.
Here's your host, Karen.
Hey you guys, Karen Elizabeth Paycheck's baby girl, and welcome to Karen's Inquisitive Corner. Did you know that CPR has been around since 1740? Paris Academy of Scientists started doing CPR compressions and mouth-to-mouth back in 1740. Did you also know that American Heart Association says if more people did CPR and learned the process, it would save up to 200,000 lives a year and also increase the survival rate of heart attacks and cardiac arrest up 40%. And also, just FYI, a lot of times we interact heart attacks and cardiac arrest. Those are two very different things. A heart attack is when you have a blockage of blood flow to your heart. A cardiac arrest is actually when your heart stops beating. As a nurse, I actually take provider VSL CPR. So I'm going to show you all a little bit of HeartSaver CPR. Now you can actually go online and do the online process of HeartSaver and go into a class and do the hands-on part of HeartSaver. We get really stuck on how many compressions and so forth. Just do something. Just do something. Today I'm going to show you HeartSaver CPR. You do get a card for HeartSaver CPR. So I'm just going to show you some of the tips and some of the things that you can do to actually save a life. You really need to know this. If you have any questions, just let me know. So come on so I can show you. You always want to make sure that you have a mask to cover up. No, you cannot use a towel. No, you cannot use a shirt, a sock, or anything like that. You have to have some type of barrier so the fluid will not come back to you. So you have to use some type of mask. You can order them on Amazon. You can get them at Walmart. They come in keychains and all sorts of ways, okay? Before you just walk up and start CPR, you want to shake the person and you want to make sure that they are unresponsive. Hey, are you okay? Are you okay? You want to make sure that you check for life signs. You want to check to see if you feel them breathing on your cheek and if you can see their chest rise. I don't see either one of them. So I'm going to point and I'm going to say if anybody is around you, call 911. Go get the AED machine. If you are alone, you want to leave the person, go call 911 and come back. Because for an adult, the first thing that you want to make sure that you can do, if possible, is do the AED machine and shock the heart. Because with an adult, you're usually going to have a heart attack or cardiac arrest. Now, to do the hand compressions, it's always going to be 30 to 2. For the adult, the child, and the infant, it's always going to be 30 compressions to 2 breaths. And you want to go right above the diaphragm, right in between the breasts. If your hands are right in between the breasts, then you're probably going to be at the right place. You want to cross your hands like this. You do not want to have bent elbows. You want your elbows straight. If you're really short, you may want to tiptoe so you can be right above the person's chest. For an adult, you're going to go down 2 inches. And as you can see, I'm going down. And you see the light coming up. So that's telling me that I'm going down far enough. So I'm going to do 30 compressions, and then I'm going to do 2 breaths. So you want to lift the head back, You can close the nose. If you have a mouthpiece, a lot of times it covers the whole area. You want to lift the chin back and then give 2 breaths. So I'm going to point and I'm going to say, if anybody is around you, call 911, go get the AED machine. If you are alone, you want to leave the person, go call 911 and come back. Because for an adult, the first thing that you want to make sure that you can do, if possible, is do the AED machine and shock the heart. Because with an adult, you're usually going to have a heart attack or cardiac arrest. I'm going to come back. I'm going to check for breaths, check to see if I feel any breathing on my cheek. Nothing. The first thing I'm going to do is compressions, not breaths. Let's do 1 round. So I walk up. Are you okay? Or are you okay? I don't get any response. If somebody's here, I'm going to say, go call 911, get the AED machine. If I find that they're unresponsive, I'm going to go call 911. I'm going to come back. I'm going to check for breaths, check to see if I feel any breathing on my cheek. Nothing. The first thing I'm going to do is compressions, not breaths. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 and 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You want to keep doing this, and you're going to do 3 rounds, which will ultimately equal approximately 100 to 120 compressions. If you're alone, you want to keep doing it until you get exhausted. If somebody else comes up, if they're a healthcare professional, you all can do 2-man CPR, even if they're not a healthcare professional. If you know CPR, you can talk them through it. But with an adult, 30 compressions, 2 breaths, 30 compressions, 2 breaths. We've all heard of an AED, automatic external defibrillator. So I'm going to show you really quickly how you would place an AED. Now, you'll find these in churches, you'll find these in malls, you'll find these in department stores, and a lot of people just buy them to keep them at home. You actually can't buy one to have at home. The important thing about an AED is once you cut it on, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. As you can see here, I've got 2 pictures. I've got a picture of an adult and I've got a picture of a child. This tells me that I can use these pads on an adult and a child. It also tells you exactly where to put the pad. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the AED on.
Adult patient. If the patient is a child, press the child button. Remove clothing from the patient's chest.
So I've removed all the clothing.
Remove packet and apply pads onto patient's bare skin.
Now I'm going to apply the
Apply
pads
pads as
exactly
shown
where
in
it
the
tells me
pictures.
to apply them.
Remove packet and apply pads onto patient's bare skin.
I have applied the pads now.
Apply pads. Press pads firmly on skin. Press pads firmly on skin.
So the pads are on the skin.
Do not touch the patient.
We're going to make sure that
Analyzing heart
everybody's
rhythm.
clear. Don't touch the patient.
Do not
It's
touch the
analyzing
patient.
to
Analyzing
see if
heart
it
rhythm.
needs to be shocked
Shock
or if it
advised.
doesn't need to be shocked.
Do
It's
not
telling
touch
me
the patient.
that you've got to shock the
Everyone
patient.
clear.
You do not want to touch the patient when the
Press the
patient gets
flashing
shocked
shock button.
because you're going to get shocked too. I'm going to
Press
push the
the
button to
button
shock.
now. Shock delivered.
Immediately after
Begin
shock,
CPR.
I'm going to start CPR again. And you see, I've left the pads
10.
on while I do CPR. And then it's going to analyze,
20.
and then it's going to tell me to shock again. So this all may sound very confusing, but once you cut the AED machine on, it's going to tell you exactly what to do. It's going to tell you when it's analyzing the heart. It's going to tell you when to clear. It's going to tell you when you're shocking. It's going to tell you when to start CPR. So the AED machine will be the boss once you start. Now I'm going to show you real quickly the child. The child is 1 year old to 8 years old, or until you start seeing hair under the arms or the development of breast. That's going to be a child. But you're going to stay with 30 compressions to 2 breaths, even with the child. With the child, you're also going to go 2 inches. And you're also going to give the child 2 breaths as we did before with your mask. Now, the American Heart Association says you should always use a mask. Now, if this is my child or my grandbaby and I don't have a mask, trust me, I'm doing CPR. But we do not regulate doing CPR without a mask. Compressions actually helps you circulate the blood through the heart so that the vital organs won't shut down. So you do compressions if you do not have a mouthpiece to do breaths. So with the child, you're always going to stick with 30 compressions to 2 breaths, 30 compressions to 2 breaths. Now, before we go to the infant, let's quickly review. For the adult or the child, you're going to walk up, you're going to make sure, are you okay? Are you okay? With the adult, you're going to tell somebody, go call 911, go get the AED machine. If you're alone, then you're actually going to leave the person, go call 911, and then come back. Because it's more important to shock that adult's heart, because 9 times out of 10, the adult has had some type of cardiac arrest. You're going to come and see if you can breathe. You see the chest rising. You're going to start your compressions, 30 compressions to 2 breaths. Yes, I still have a cover on the mouth. With a child, you're going to do the same thing. A child is 1 to 8, or until you see hair under the arms or the development of breast. Okay, you guys, let's quickly go over infant CPR. An infant is 0 born to 1 year old. Okay, that is the infant. So let me quickly show you what you're going to do with the infant. You're not going to go and like shake the infant like you would shake an adult or a child. You're going to go to the infant. You're going to kick their foot. Are you okay? Are you okay? You're going to check the infant, make sure he's not breathing. The heart is not coming up. And what American Heart wants you to do with the infant, because usually it's going to be respiratory, they want you to start CPR, do CPR for 2 minutes, then go call 911. When you go call 911, take the infant with you. If you are not alone, when you say, hey, you go call 911, you go get the AED machine, but if you're alone, start CPR for 2 minutes. With the infant, again, you want to go right between the nipple line with 2 fingers, and you're going to go down about 1/3. Okay? You're going to do 30 compressions to 2 breaths. So with the infant, you're going to cover the nose and the mouth. You're not going to tilt the head back as far as you would a child or an adult, but you're still going to have to open up that airway. Okay, until the chest rise, then you're going to go back, then you're going to give 30 more compressions, 30 to 2, 30 to 2. When the infant starts choking, if the infant is responsive and the infant is choking, you want to make sure that you take your infant, hold them like this, not by the neck, by the jaws, and hold them like this, because you want gravity to help you pull that object out. You're going to hit their back, not like this. You're going to hit 5 thrusts in the back. You're not going to hit straight down. You're going to hit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to take the infant's head. You're going to turn the infant over, and you're going to give 5 chest thrusts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the infant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the infant becomes unresponsive, meaning they just stop breathing, then you're going to go right back into CPR. The Heimlich maneuver is something that you may do more often than CPR. The Heimlich maneuver also save lives. It blocks your airway and people cannot breathe. If you walk up on somebody, this is the universal sign that they're choking. If you walk up on them and they say, I'm choking, or they're crying, do nothing because they still are getting air through their airway. If you walk up on them and they can't talk, or they have a high pitched sound like, then they're choking. You want to make sure you tell the person, hey, I'm going to help you. I know the hand maneuver. You're going to get the person, you're going to come above the navel, below the diaphragm. You're going to make a fist. Some people make fists like this. Some people make fists like this. You're going to go in and you're going to go up. In and up. So you want to go in and up until the object comes out. If the person's still responsive, they should be fine. But sometimes the object has blocked the airway long enough, but the person is going to become unresponsive. And then you're going to start CPR. So I hope y'all were able to pick up just a few things about what to do if somebody has CPR. Just do something. You may not remember the sequences exactly. You may not remember the count 30 to 2 and all that. Don't freak out about it. Just do something because you can definitely save a life. Again, go online, look for Heart Saver American Heart or American Red Cross. Get into a class and get your Heart Saver card. You could save a loved one's life, even somebody that you don't know. Those few minutes could save a life because you're keeping that blood circulating through the person's body. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys take them out of this. Bye-bye.